Well, howdy guys, welcome back. Time for another episode. We're on number 3, and off camera, I did go ahead and just grab a whole ton of resources for us. And I mean like a whole ton. And I also made just a little bit more in terms of power production, put some more storage bays down. Otherwise, yeah, I mean, pretty much we're good to go here. See, I've just expanded quite a bit on everything. Tons of resources, look at all these. And cue the evil scientist laughter, right? Onward and upward. Okay. So actually, something I figured out too, which must have been recently patched, because I think this was the intention the entire time. It just wasn't working initially. But I remember, I think it was last episode, I was saying that if you were to put multiple of these down, it actually wouldn't, see how these want to go over there right away? That it wouldn't actually make multiple things. Check this out. As long as I got the storage space for it, it continues to go. And that's like maximum use of your power. Because when the game first came out, even though it hasn't been out for that long, when you were to stack multiple of these, it would only create one. Like it wouldn't push your material over. So you'd end up losing this. So I'm happy that got fixed. Nice little surprise right there. Okay, so let's grab some aluminum. We need 4 right away. And let's get ourselves a vehicle bay built. Oh, but do we need aluminum to craft this? I think so. I got some over here anyway. Alright, so 4 pieces of aluminum still. Awesome. When this fills up with power, it'll give us options for construction. Great. So we can build a rover, which only costs us compounds. It's a little bit easier and faster to get that going. I find, personally, that the wheelbase is not wide enough, and it's not really tall enough. So the bumps and stuff, like, you're pretty likely to flip this. And, like, you don't really get as much storage as you do with the truck, so that's what we're going for here. Okay, so let's build a truck. And let's just run and grab a few more components, because we're going to need some, you know, like a seat and a whole bunch of other random stuff. So let's grab compound from here. Some compounds. Some aluminum. So we can build a second wagon. And even though I got all this resources, like, we're about to use it all up. That's okay. Money well spent. Alright, so for a 1-seater, which is what we're going to be crafting, we need some compound. If we want, we can do a 3-seater if we were playing multiplayer. But since it's just me right now, we'll just worry about this. So there we go, 2 compounds. Build ourselves a seat. And then when that's done constructing, it'll face the right direction, so don't worry about that. Awesome! Look at this! This is so cool. So this we can just drive basically like this now, if we want. We're just good to go. But we want a second compartment, and we also want some storage options on here. And so with this, oh, shuttle already, cool. We can build. Oh gosh, I don't remember. I think we have to unlock it, but there's a way to build a special storage thing just for the vehicle. But what we're going to do is just build one over here at our printer and just attach that. So we need some more compound. And then our goal with the truck is just to go out and visit a whole bunch of these trees, get a whole bunch of those nodes. We'll start really unlocking them. Hopefully get ourselves a trading platform unlocked. I don't think we have that just yet. Yeah, then we'll go from there. I think so far we're at a pretty good pace. Our base is looking pretty darn good. So we can just, oops, tack that on for some extra storage. But there's like a vehicle-based one, and maybe it has to be in the dock for when you're creating it for that to work. All right, so what I'm going to do is build a second truck right here. You'll see why. I'll get this in position so it makes more sense. And driving, it's not too difficult, but it's also not really the easiest thing. So these you can see are now close enough together that we can, oh, hopefully find it. There we go, attach. So now when I drive away, it'll pull this one with it. And do we get storage? No, maybe it's something we have to unlock. Some stuff comes unlocked, other stuff you have to unlock. So you can see right here, this is us going. So that's really cool, right? So if we want, we can just go just like this. Like ideally, we would have a battery or an ability for us to kind of create power as we're going. So maybe we can turn some of this into that. Because the same rules kind of apply where you can't necessarily put the big units on this storage piece, but you can load them up with oh goodness, like tons of these. So we can put a solar on there. And you can see, I mean, it's a fairly decent sized battery between the two, but obviously if we're gonna be driving around a lot, that'll use up the battery. So it'd be nice to do some generation. And maybe another. Either way, let's just fill this thing right up and yeah, we'll come back with a full load and put it to good use. Okay, so some power production happening. And then I did also see when I was exploring off camera, and I for the life of me don't remember where it is now, a space shuttle, like something that crashed. So we can go visit that, because we're going to be able to find some like higher level resources, and a chance for some components and stuff, like batteries and this and that. So compound strangely becomes sometimes really difficult to find, so I might as well just go crazy with this. And I'm basically just drawing power right out of the vehicle, which is why we're able to be going for so long right now. Okay, so this is pretty much full. That's awesome. Would have been nice to maybe do another storage platform, but not the end of the world. All right, let's grab a little bit more. And then ideally, it'd be nice to fill this in, but I don't think I'm going to spend the power to do it. We'll just make sure we don't drive into it. And then since we're here, just grab this. And that can just be attached like such. Move a little bit over this way. Oh, there's the shuttle. Awesome. And I haven't quite figured out what the deal is with those. And what I mean by that is some of them have some like tether points, so it seems like you can tow them, and there's like components you can gather up. So I don't know if there's a way to maybe put stuff back together or find like an alternate use for it, but something we can just kind of explore together, I guess. Okay, let's grab some more of these. And we do have our backpack to fill up, so I'm not that worried about us running out of space right there. I still want to visit the little rocket ship thing. Where did that go? Oh, there it is. Make sure we don't fall into any pits here. And away we go. And I find that you can tow comfortably 2 little wagons, and then after that, maybe it's a little too hectic. Okay, what do we got up here? Oh, cool, look at that lithium. Copper, aluminum, organic. And if we want, we can bring this. I don't really need it for anything just yet, but I'll eventually go on something. So we'll bring it back to the base for the sake of storage. And then what's really cool too is we can attach one of these onto the back like that, and we can do the same thing with the front of our truck. So I'd say this is a pretty much full house, and since we're here, let's just grab some organic, because why not? And then anything else that's useful? I guess there's a little bit of resin right there. Yeah, we'll just run over and grab it. Instead of worried about driving. not gonna make too big of a hole here. Great, so I'm gonna carry this by hand, so we got one spot open on the vehicle. Otherwise, let's head back. Great, and we got a seat technically in both directions, so we could just drive on either side if we wanted to. But I think we'll take this. Yeah, when you add too many vehicles, it just becomes a little bit crazy trying to tow everything. You can even see we just having like one behind us. We run into a little bit of problems, but we're doing it. We're okay. Okay, and this is also why you want to make sure your base is well kind of thought out. Because if everything is pretty compact, it'll be hard to maneuver, and then yeah, everything just ends up being too cluttery. That claustrophobic kind of feeling. Okay, so it looks like we lost. There we are. Lost one of these on the bumps, but we're all right. Drop that in right there. And where did that other piece of lithium go? Oh, there it is. So I'd like to build a battery. Awesome. Oh, very happy about this. This is a big battery. So same idea. These don't fit into the storage things, just like the bigger whatchamacallits. They need like a little two-pronger on their own. And do we not have any? What we do? Okay, great. So it doesn't matter where this is, just anywhere connected. But you can see the battery will now get charged by our power production. And then, yeah, now we've got that to work with. So 2 batteries. Okay, great. What do we unlock here? Like some copper. I'll still take it. And then this, it's like Christmas. Just open these all up. And then once you do a few runs of these, I mean, you just end up with some really cool stuff. You hopefully have gotten all the unlocks you need, more or less. Okay. Might as well just keep this going. And since we're starting to accumulate like a fair amount of coal, I may actually create a generator, but I'm gonna hold off just until we get enough to make another battery. So I wonder if there's anything else just in our visual range that we can go and investigate, or we should just do another tree run. Oh, look at that, more coal. And I remember saying that, you know, like coal is so hard to find, but no, it's apparently not. Okay, is that almost all of it? That one apparently fell off as well. Okay, so the last one of these. I think I'm gonna build another, say make and build. I'm gonna build another, oh my goodness, cool. Another storage thing for us. Sorry, I've been stuck in that loop right here. And of course we could build that big generator. That takes copper. Yeah, sure, why not? We got copper. Okay, so I don't know if we have anywhere we can even place this, to be honest. So why don't we just put that down really quickly. And let's expand on the Empire. Oh, we got some resin in our backpack already. So that will just go like this. And yes, thank you, we know that needs coal. Okay, so you snap into there, cool. And then this hypothetically would just click on right there, and it just burns it up the same way you would use up a, like kind of like your organic. So we'll just make a little storage thing as well for that, but worry about that in a second. We actually do have a bit more storage then. And then I'm leaning on here. We have all the storage over here, right? So let me put some of this down, since we don't necessarily need it, in our backpack right now. And we'll empty off our car, and then we'll just go out for another little trek. Oh, and you know what we should do is build another storage thing for the vehicle. And I still want to build one just for here as well, actually. So I take back what I said. I do want the extra storage thing. Let's put that over here. I'll make that in line with this. We'll grab ourselves one more piece of resin so we can... Well, actually, I guess we don't need to expand that, do we? What would we make it into? Perhaps we have our fuel condenser already unlocked. I don't remember. Okay, we have that, but do we have our trade platform? Probably not, right? No, okay, so I guess we can build this. And then we can put 2 storage things on that, which is fine and dandy by me. Helps us expand in an organized method. It just means that since our fuel condenser is over here, we're going to have to maybe expand this or our home base, and we'll have our trade platform close by. That way we don't have to walk very far when we're doing our little cycle of getting goods and whatnot. You'll kind of see what I'm talking about. It'll make like perfect sense once it's all operational. Okay, so some storage now, and we're gonna have to do that. I mean, like relatively soon. Hopefully, we just unlock it pretty quickly. So I don't want to run out of resources nearby before we kind of get that trade platform and everything set up. Okay. So this, I mean, just super simply can just go right over here. Cool. Just a little bit more storage. And then do we need, I mean, no, I think we're okay. Let's just empty this now. Lots of planning. You know what we could do, though, since we have a bit more storage now, is make a wind turbine. There we go, it's a little bit larger. Attach that to here. Oh, I forgot we gotta take this off. Don't necessarily need this. I guess I can just hang out over here for the moment, just so it doesn't blow away in a windstorm or something. But okay, we got a couple winds, 1 small, 1 big, and then 2 small solar. So that should be okay, plus our 2 batteries. And we double up on our storage. We can fit, looks like 4 plus 5 plus 6 of those big nodes, plus a lot of resources. And we'll just empty our backpack and be on our way. Okay. I feel like sometimes we go in a little bit of a circle here, but again, I think we're moving in the right direction. Got a nice little bit of momentum with us. Okay, let's go exploring. And maybe we can see another crash site or something. Oh, actually, let's grab that compound. Go, go, gadget, speed, come on. Whenever possible, you want to try to avoid these rocks, but sometimes you can't. Okay, let's go a bit further, just so we're not making too much of a mess here in terms of our trying to drive away. Excellent, strong wind, giving us lots of power. So I'll probably end up filling this hole back in once we grab all the compound we need. And compound, obviously, it's great to have, but we're more so just after stuff to research so we can get the trade platform unlocked. So once we have that, then we are really going to stress like so much less about resources. So we'll just start creating some fuel, trade that for some lithium, start bulking up on batteries, and just, yeah, going from there. We'll end up with some cool stuff at the base. Alright, just dropping that in there. You can always press and hold shift, and that'll click things to where you need to go to. Sorry, losing my poor voice here, talking too much. Okay. Probably just going to grab that compound for simplicity's sake, since we're right here, and we'll just make a little trek around to see what we can find. But otherwise, we'll start grabbing some more nodes. Excellent. This is awesome. Oh my goodness, so much compound. What a difference. I mean, last episode I was so stressed out about trying to find some. Even when I was just cruising around the base, I had to go pretty far out. So it seems like some more is possibly spawned in or something. Okay, let's grab that. load this up. Ideally, I want to get these filled with the small stuff. And once these slots are all taken up, then we can use the bigger ones. There we go. All right, there we go. And like I would probably end up taking, oh gosh, there we go, with our camera, that one off, and then that will go into our bag. There we go. And now let's grab, yep, there's one right here. Grab that. Oh, a dust storm. Oh, darn it. Nah, darn it. Let me just run into the cave over here. Let's grab some oxygen. Oh, we can actually research that. Making sure I got lots of air, and then let's just run in. So we'll be safe underground. I don't want to make too hard of a drop here. There we go. And relative safety. Gotta make sure we don't suffocate. But I think we're okay though. We got lots of oxygen nearby. And we're not really using up any power. And look at this, some aluminum, a bonus. Wow, what a difference it makes just being out here. I can't resist. All right. And we could grab, no, it's a little bit of a jump down, never mind. We can grab this though. There we go. All right, so we're, I wouldn't say running out of air, but we have to keep an eye on it. So let's go back to our vehicle, please. Which luckily is not too far away. And we can attach this to the vehicle and then continue our run, trying to get some more nodes. Then we'll head back to the base, open these all up, and hopefully by then have the trade platform unlocked. Okay, so let's click that on. And let's move. Nice little scenic voyage. So we can come across. Okay, get the nice angle. There we go. Just in case I bump them off, I'm gonna save the front and back little spots for last. And something I forgot to point out, every time you go into your vehicle or into your little home, it will save the game. Or maybe I did point that out, I don't remember. Either way. Perfect, let's just grab these. And is that, I think we're starting to run out of room here. Oh yeah, that might be it. Okay, there's that one. And I think we got one more and then we are good. And I actually might grab some power just really quickly since we're right here. Just in case. This is more so for back at the base. I just want to drop those down just generically. Oh, are you kidding me? We need like one more little bit here to fill up one more thing. Okay, let me just run down and find some power really quickly. And as a bonus, look at this. We get fairly close. I don't want to fall down though. It wouldn't be impossible to get back up. It's just like because we're not we're gonna be tethers, we're not really planning for this. I don't wanna risk anything. I guess we'll just head back. Grab some air for safety. Okay. All right, let's head back. Very successful run, though. Definitely a successful run. All right, hopefully no pits along the way, but I think we're okay. Oh gosh. Spoke too soon. All right, so let's park. Oh gosh. Oh boy. Crash, terrible. So when you get close to it, you can just press tab and it'll fix everything. There we go. It'll flip them over for you. Okay, well, I'll just leave it there. Not too far to travel for our research. Drop that down. And so you can see the battery gets drained first, just in case there's no power being produced. Well, obviously the battery gets drained. Where else would it come from? So take that, put that over there, put this in. And resources are all fine and dandy, but I really just want that trade platform. Some compound, again, like not the worst, just not really what we're after. Drop that right there. Some more compound. Oh well. This should be cool. Cross your fingers. Yeah, here we go. Some technology. Hey, all right, trade platform. Just what we're after. Cool. Actually, that's perfect. Let's keep that going. So let's drop it down, and I guess we can kind of end things off, and I'll show you what I mean by getting like a little network or a little supply chain going. That's kind of the wording I should be using here. So we're gonna put those down because it should hopefully help with power. That'll fill batteries and stuff. And then we're looking to grab 3 units of resin so we can expand and then build. And that's going to be next to our fuel condenser. Almost forgot the word there. So that we don't have to travel very far for the trade platform. All right, so trade platform. Awesome, we need aluminum for that. Let's go grab some of that. Oops, pressing too many buttons here. Okay, so there's copper. Obviously we can smelt some aluminum if we need to. So why don't we do that? And just make sure we got some room. There we go, 2 aluminum. All right, so this is now going to be built. Over here, the fuel condenser. We'll just keep on clicking that. That'll start making fuel. I want this out of the way. Where are we going to put this? We should just leave this over here. There we go. Good spot for it in the vehicle bay, of course. If we build a new vehicle, we can use that. And so we want a lot of power. That's kind of the whole thing here. So luckily we've got like a pretty decent amount of being generated, but I think we still are going to have to add to that. And I do want to make another fuel condenser, but the idea is just to keep on going with this, and then we fill up our trade platform, and then we pick what we want, which is going to be lithium, so we keep getting more and more batteries. Switch over to lithium. Perfect. And see, we're going to need 8 fuel to get 1 lithium, which seems a little bit crazy, but we're making fuel out of electricity, so it's not that far-fetched right now. It takes a little bit of time. So let's get a second fuel condenser going. And I hope it's been patched, but there's been a known issue where sometimes you'll run into bugs where you're doubling up on the building. So the fact that we're putting a second fuel condenser down means we could possibly run into power issues. And what I mean by that is like the building, it seems like it won't be connected to the network. So you'll have to keep putting batteries on it, which is, I mean, a little bit frustrating, not impossible, but it's a game that's in pre-alpha, so those kind of things I don't really like. I don't let that kind of stuff bug me. And I do want a bit more semblance of order to our little storage network once we get that going. And I don't know if I have enough copper. Oh, we do, good. Okay, so let's put that in like that. Excellent. Craft that. You can kind of see where we're going with this. And so I'll just rinse and repeat until we are good to go. Get enough, and then we'll trade it out, get some batteries, and go on from there. So I think we'll get enough to make our first trade, and then we'll probably end the episode off right there. So this is going to be just a little bit of back and forth running, but c'est la vie. Grab this. We do a little more researching. There's some hydrazine right there we can grab. So it looks like we did not run into any power problems here, which is great. Knock on wood, of course. Excellent. Put these on here. Now you don't have to fill this to the brim. See, if we were going to switch over to, oops, say a different thing here, we could do like 5 for 5, like compound and stuff, right? So eventually, yeah, like you don't have to go out for really anything. All you got to do is just make sure you've got a really good amount of batteries stored up. Okay, so what do we need here? I think 3, 2 more, something like that. There's number 1. This is number 2, then we are good to go. I think so. Nope, still need 1 more, it looks like. Okay, that's not the end of the world. It is, of course, if we don't get any power being produced, but I think there's still just a little bit of wind, which is good. And this battery's still full, so I'm not losing hope here. And then what I'll probably do off camera again is go ahead and create some more storage bays. I'll grab some more just base compound resources, or base components, I should say. And what I'll probably end up doing too is maybe making like 1 or 2 of these little storage things full of just these small power producers. All right, so we'll fire this off, and that will just go on its merry way, and we'll say goodbye to it. And we'll see it again, probably about a minute or so. And then what can we do in the meantime? Okay, I'm trying to think of some other stuff we can craft that'll be helpful. So aluminum and aluminum. So we can craft some little weather vanes for over here. And we'll just, I mean, honestly, just keep this going forever, basically. That's why I want to have a lot of storage. And so we'll just get some weather or wind vanes right here going. Look at that, awesome, here we go. So this is back with some lithium. So we can just drop that right down there. And we'll essentially just rinse and repeat. We'll just keep this going. When we get enough for another shipment of lithium, we can then create another battery, which will help us even more with this process. So, I mean, it's pretty tedious, but this definitely saves you from having to run around the map this whole time. And of course, obviously, all you gotta do is make sure you're putting this in place before you run out of just nearby resources. All right, guys, well, I think we're gonna end things off here. I will see you, of course, in the next one. Definitely a few more of these to go before we are done. But like I said, we'll be, revisiting this game a few times as some stuff gets updated and content gets added. But yeah, just, definitely drop me a comment. Let me know. Let me know what you think. Or if you guys have any tips or anything, like stuff I'm like blatantly missing, please like totally let me know. We're in this together. And yeah, I hope you guys have been having some fun watching. I'm having a lot of fun playing. Alright guys, I wish you the best. I will see you in the next one. Take care of yourselves, and yeah, happy building if you're playing alongside. Alright guys, look forward to reading the comments, and I'll see you again.